I see. I see that
too. So yes,
I see that the county got another, what, 5 million to finish the property purchase. Out at the,
For the
Should we
park.
do this meeting?
oh, well,
Okay.
there we go.
Rotary, I'm Jason Pisecki. We're gonna start our meeting out with the Pledge of Allegiance. We've got a great program. We're gonna hear about the Leonard building that's going up right down the street on Western Avenue. We'll have a reflection from Alan Alpert, our student guest from Muskegon High School, and we'll also work in some Rotary trivia. We'll do the four-way test at the end of the meeting. So
sorry
let's start.
about that.
Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, you can be seated. As Al's making it up here, I got a little Rotary trivia for you. I found a new batch of trivia questions, so prepare to be stumped and have your Rotary knowledge tested. All right, our question today is, what feature, unique meeting feature, did the Rotary Club of Oakland, California first introduce? Oakland, California? Four-way test, that's a good guess. That is not having Oakland A's as a guest, which would be a great feature of the meeting. They were the first luncheon club in the United States and in the world. In 1909, the Oakland, California Club became the first to do regularly scheduled luncheons as part of their Rotary program. All right, Al, I'll hand it over to you for our reflection.
In the darkness of the night, in the cold of the day, may we shine a light, may we warm the heart. More than that, may we use our minds to conceive greater visions of better days, to shelter, to feed, to care, to smile, to laugh, and to sing. May the holiday season bring to all the hopes and dreams of all traditions that uplift the mind, heart, and soul. May we sing in harmony and joy.
Thank you very much. Enjoy lunch, and we'll be back with our introduction of visiting Rotarians and guests and our student guests. If you have a visitor, or you are a visitor, or you're a student, make your way up here, and we will let the Rotarian introduce you to the club. So, Roger Morgenstern, I know you have a guest. And Marty, if you want to come on up with our student guests. Very special guest.
Oh, how exciting. Yeah. Great. Now see how much better looking my daughter is. All right. Am I going first? Am I going? Well, I don't have a badge, but I'm Roger Morgenstern. And my guest today is my lovely daughter, Emily Morgenstern, who is the communications manager for the Muskegon Lakeshore Chamber of Commerce. She was a guest of my father's back when she was 10. And her Rotary claim to fame is that she won 50-50. Because my dad had to run to a meeting, and he gives Emily the tickets, and she wins. He calls her that afternoon, well, that's my money. And she's like, no, it's not, Grandpa. You gave me the tickets. So anyway, Emily is interested in becoming a member, but very proud of her. She's quite a leader in the community. She'll be the chapter president of the Muskegon JCs come January. And she's the proud mother of a 6-month-old yellow lab, Theo, who likes to hang out at my house in Northern Shores. So Emily Morgenstern.
Good afternoon, Rotary. All right, scooch on in. They don't want to see me, but you guys get it. All right, it is my honor to introduce some big reds are in the house. All right, to introduce 3 of the seniors is Josh Wall. He is one of the counselors working mainly with athletes.
How's everybody doing today?
Like Marty said, my name is Josh Wall. I'm the athletic counselor at Muskegon High School. I also assistant varsity boys basketball coach. A few things you guys probably heard about exciting at Muskegon. Of course, Hackley Field was renovated last year. We're getting a new auxiliary gym, which is sorely needed. Should be done in the spring. Redmond Potter Gymnasium was also renovated. We got new bleachers, new floor, paint job. So it's beautiful. And then we were just talking about it. I feel bad for them, but they're supposed to start putting HVAC in, so central air, I think next spring. So they won't get to enjoy it, but everybody after that will. But thank you guys for having us today. And I brought these are three of my favorite students. I got Damari Foster with me, Maurice Singh, and Jasmine Goins.
My name is Damari Foster. I played football. I played basketball last year. I ran track. I was the captain of the football team. My plans for after high school, attend college, get into real estate, and just make a good living.
I'm already saying I play basketball, I run cross country, and I'm the captain of my basketball team. I'm in the National Honor Society, and my plans after high school is become an athletic trainer and play basketball in college.
Hi, I'm Jasmine Goins. I run track, I cheer. I'm the drum major of the band. I'm National Honor Society. And after high school, I'm gonna go to college, go to Michigan State for zoology.
All right, Dave Alexander is going to introduce our program, and I'm very excited to hear what Corey is going to share. I've been watching the progress go up, and it's happening fast, so I'll turn it over to Dave.
Thank you, Jason, and good afternoon, Rotarians. As downtown manager, it's my distinct honor to introduce to you Corey Leonard. Many of you probably know Corey from his various years in business here in Muskegon and West Michigan. He's a Reese Puffer graduate. He has a degree in advertising from Ferris State University. He had Leonard and Associates here in town before he migrated south in his business career, and that was a advertising marketing firm on Western Avenue. And he has been president of BigSigns.com for the last 14 years. Big Signs is a web-based business that has stadium graphics and event signage, and mainly for events and educational institutions. His clients include Bradley, Ferris State, Ohio University, Texas A&M, University of Arkansas, Notre Dame, and the University of Michigan. Go Blue! They are into brand amplification, designing, and the production of those big signs that you see in stadiums across the United States. He is heading up Sweetwater Development, which is what you'll be hearing about today. He is in the band, the Jets, where he is a guitarist. He's raising a 12-year-old daughter, so he calls himself a soccer and basketball dad. Lives in North Muskegon. I present to you Corey Leonard.
All right. Of all the things that I've accomplished, one of the claims to fame is the Michigan scoreboard. If you saw that on TV, the very back of it, that big M, Michigan, my company did that. So, so we love Michigan for sure. We do a lot of work for them. Anyway, you guys want to hear about the Leonard? Maybe I'll give you a little background on how I became a developer, because that really isn't my natural thing. It's just something I kind of fell into over the years. So, gosh, 14 years ago, I started a company called BigSigns.com in the basement of my home on Lakeshore Drive. So prior to that, I worked for a graphics house, and I also worked for Source One Signs. And then prior to that, I owned a company called Leonard and Associates, which was an advertising agency, which actually designed the city of Muskegon's logo that they have right now. So we did that back when I was about 24 years old, quite a few years ago. So I started out in my basement of my home with my company. And well, actually prior to that, when I had Leonard and Associates, I actually rented office space where Pigeon Hill is, or their tap room is. So there used to be recruiters in that, if you guys remember, Army recruiters. And we were one of the things back there. I decided I wanted to develop a building, and I actually started out where the Surgery and Associates building is, right next to the No Name Saloon. That used to be the Muskegon Hardware building. And I looked at that, and I really loved the old Chicago Common brick, and I wanted to restore that old building. I actually went to Hooker DeYoung with the project and have them look at it. They're my current architect, by the way. And I believe Mr. Hooker looked at the project and he said, knock it down, start over. And I was pretty stubborn. I thought I knew a little bit better than he did. And I decided to develop that building and was able to, I don't know, within 5 or 6 years, sell it for a nice profit. And then the Surgery and Associates people bought it, and it's now still up there. So that was my first foray. I think that was about a 6,000 square foot building. And it was fun. It was nice. It was, you know, the creative process. I'm a creative person. So the development kind of side of the business kind of bit me a little bit. So after that, I started my company in my basement. Or, I'm sorry. After that, I actually went to work for a couple sign companies. I worked for Graphics House for a couple of years, and then I worked for Source One. And then I decided to start my own company in the basement of the house on Lakeshore Drive. And that was nice. We were in there for about a year, and then I saw a condo office space in Grand Haven where we are now, which is in the Zephyr building, right on the main drag there by the channel. So we moved into there, and you know, I was involved in the build out of that project. So after building my company up for 10 years, being in that space, I started thinking about what's next for me. And I happened to be, you know, seeing everything that was happening in downtown Muskegon, and I saw that corner lot on the corner of Western and Second, and I said, wow, yeah, I could really visualize what an awesome project could be there. So my main motivation really was to move my company back to Muskegon from Grand Haven, to move back. And, you know, I just didn't want to pay rent. I figured, you know, I've done projects, so I'm just going to step it up and do something big, something uncomfortable, something that's going to scare me. And that's what I've done. I knew from the beginning it was going to be a great education, a great learning and growing experience. And that's something that I really crave. I don't like standing still. I don't like being the same in status quo. So the learning experience has been immense, and it's been great. And it is something that I think I really like to do, which is kind of crazy. You know, the project, I think it's going on 4 years now from when we conceived it. And normally projects don't take that long, but obviously we had a pandemic that happened that kind of slowed some things up. There was a huge learning curve that I had as a developer. We had potential issues with the The back parking lot of my building, we thought was owned by the county and the Mats people back there, which we would have to get federal approval for an easement to even use that space. That was almost a deal killer. But the city of Muskegon really helped, Frank and his staff really helped us work through that issue. And we found out that the city owned that property and the easement wouldn't be a problem. So my concept for this project, where's my stuff? Do I have to push a button here? So there's the building right there. And our concept originally for this building was going to be 6 floors, as you can see. But we were going to have 2 floors of office, 1 floor of retail, and 3 floors of apartments. 6 apartments per floor. We're going to have 4 2-bedrooms on each floor and 2 1-bedrooms on each floor. And then through the process of the pandemic, we found that office space really wasn't as in demand as it used to be. So we've recently made a change, and the 3rd floor is also going to be apartments. So now we're going to have a total of 24 apartments for this project, 1 floor of office. I'm moving my company, bigscience.com, to the 2nd floor. And then we'll have 1 3,000 square foot space available for office right now. We do have a law firm that's looking at it. And then the bottom, we have retail spaces. And I bet you guys would like to know what retail we're going to have down there. Oops, that's the wrong way. All right, now this isn't the name of the retail space. This is a conceptual drawing, but you can see that what we've done is we put what's called a nano door, which is a glass door on the opening there that can open and close to have kind of the open air environment for a restaurant type vibe. You can see we have seating over on 2nd Street, and we are also working with the city. We're going to actually have seating in front of the building as well. We're going to have patio spaces in front of the building. The city's helping us out with that. But in that corner space, I'm going to announce today, we are going to have the Rake Beer Project, and we're going to have the Rolling Stone Wood Fire Pizza. They are doing a project together. They're calling it the Food and Beverage. I can't remember what they call it, but anyway, they're combining efforts, and they're going to be in that space. We're excited. 2 very young, creative businesses, very high quality individuals. I really connected with these guys, and I'm really excited about the creativity that they're going to bring with their food. They seem very committed, and I think we're going to have a really high quality food and beverage establishment for downtown. Who's all had the Rolling Stone Wood Fire Pizza? Raise your hand. Yeah, it's a big hit in Muskegon right now, and they're going to do things. They're planning on doing things like pastas and lasagnas, and they're even talking about putting like a coffee shop in the corner and doing like breakfast pizzas, and they're going to get really creative with their fare. It's not just going to be a pizza place. I know everyone says we have too many pizza places downtown Muskegon. Well, these guys are creative. They're another level. It's going to be good. The other side, we have a very serious contender to be on the other side, another restaurant. I'm going to go ahead and just put it out there. We don't have them signed yet, but it's a matter of right now just narrowing down what their build-out costs are going to be. They want to go in. They're calling their concept La Beefstro, and they're going to have prime rib, they're going to have steak, they're going to have gourmet burgers, and they're going to have sandwiches, and at a very high level. They're going to have food, they're going to have beverage as well. They're going to have one of the areas, we have a small little outbuilding that you can see there. That's going to be a bar for social district. People can just go in and buy drinks and then walk the social district, which will be very cool. So those guys actually own a business called Mylands in Whitehall. So they're legit, serious people. And keep your fingers crossed on that one. That one's not guaranteed, but looks very promising. If we don't get them, I may end up putting small shops in that corner. We do definitely have a bunch of people that are interested in having small shops as well. So, but it looks like if I'm a betting man, I would say Le Bistro will be in there. Okay, I want to see what we're looking at here. Okay, that's helpful. Yeah, so what we have here, obviously you can see a bunch of the different renderings of the building. All right. This is a lobby area that's going to be on the residential floors. We decided to do a very nice lobby area with some graphics that will be on that wall of that apartment there, that big sign, courtesy of bigsigns.com, that we'll do. Could be very nice lobby areas. And then very open floor plan apartments. You can see, awesome views. When you guys get a chance, I believe the city talked about having an open house once the project's done, and it'll be open to the public, and you'll have an opportunity to walk. But the views that we have from third floor up are amazing. This is just kind of an example of what one of the views would be. Very nice granite countertops. We're having nice cabinets and appliances, and everything we're going to try and do is going to be quality in this project. The roof deck is going to be a really nice feature. We're going to have a 1,500 square foot roof deck on the project. We're going to have various activities on that roof deck. I know that Rate Beer Project has yoga, of all things, in their current place. They have a group that does yoga once a week. We're going to move that in the summer up to the top roof deck. We're also going to make it available for events. So if someone has a graduation party, or they have a bachelor party, or any kind of little dinner that they want to do, we'll have whatever restaurants will be in my building will be involved in the catering, and possibly involved with managing some of the events that are going to go up there. So we'll have earmarked events, X amount of days a month, that'll be available for lease, and then the rest of the time it'll be available for our tenants to utilize and enjoy. We will have lounge seating up there for laying out in the sun for those sunbathers. We'll have a small fireplace and some family style seating and even family style dinner type tables up there as well. Oops. All right, is that it? Looks like that is it. Okay. How do I get back on that? I guess I don't. There we go. Anyway, so yeah, the project's coming along. It looks like we're gonna have our goal is to have the apartments available, at least 4th floor through 6th, available in March, and then possibly having some of our retail restaurants open for business come April 1. And the project's coming along well. We do have some plans for more projects on that strip from 2nd Street to 1st Street. I have first right of refusal on the property there, And we are looking at possibly doing an 8-story building next to it. We're going to call it the Dillon. It's going to have 7 floors of residential, 1 floor of retail. And we're just in the process of meeting with our architects right now for doing renderings, and then we'll be meeting with potential investors for the project. And that project probably won't get started until, like, seriously started probably till 2023. So, but that is the next project. And then there would be one more building next to that that we would like to do, and we're going to call that the Marley, which is my bloodhound and lab mixed dog's name that unfortunately is no longer with us, but he's a big part of my heart. So we'll have the Leonard, the Dylan, and the Marley. That's kind of the vision of where we're going to go with this. So guess that's it. I don't know if anyone has any questions. All right, John.
A lot of us have been intrigued with the way this building came together, literally. What distinguishes this building from others we may have seen? This seemed to be pretty avant-garde building technique.
Yeah, this is a precast concrete building. That means all the main panels of the building were manufactured on site in Zeeland, Michigan, with a company in Zeeland. So they manufactured all the panels, all the beams, all that, and then they shipped it over to our facility where you guys saw these giant cranes putting all these up. And it's a very efficient way to put a building up. You can get the structure up very quickly. It's expensive for materials, but the labor cost is down. So it's kind of a wash with typical building techniques, but whatever buildings I do in the future, that's the way we're going to do it, for sure.
That big Muskegon question of parking, sir.
Well, you should answer that for me. Well, in my building, we have 19 underground parking spaces and then another 11 behind it. So all my residential tenants will have at least 1 space. In the second building, one of the big things that I have to work out with my architect is how do we get enough parking spots for maybe 38 to 40 apartments. So that is an issue that we're going to deal with. I don't know the answer to that. And if we can't get enough parking, we'll probably go less stories, whatever that will accommodate over there. And then, of course, we're going to talk to the city to see what they have planned for parking as well. So.
Have you pre-leased? What's the lease up position right now?
Yeah, right now, I think we have at least 5 spoken for the apartments. We haven't even walked anyone through them. This thing's going to be full in way before we're done. We had over 300 applications, or I shouldn't say applications, over 300 inquiries about the project so far. People are just waiting to see, what are the actual finishes going to be? Was it going to be like? But we're not going to have a problem. There's a huge demand for people that want to live downtown. So that's the easy part. That's why I converted the 3rd floor from office to residential, because of the demand for the apartments.
Yep, you're right on about the demand for apartments. How many people are in your development group? Is it just solely you?
Yeah, on this project is just me.
Wow.
But the next project will not just be solely me. So if you know anyone that wants to invest in a nice project, definitely send them my way.
The parking is going to be a problem. There are rumblings of building a parking structure. Any promise of, it's going to have to happen because there's no other place to park.
Yeah, you know, obviously I have no control of that. That's more of a city planning issue. I can tell you though, we're not really used to having city living. You go to communities like bigger communities out there, people learn to walk. They learn to only have one car instead of two cars. And I don't see an issue. There's still a ton of parking behind the 18th Amendment, still in the Social Security parking lot area. Eventually, there's going to be developments there, but there's still a ton of parking. And I know that the city is on top of it. And I can promise you that when the need really becomes evident, they'll be on it. They're already talking about it and on top of, right, Dave? Yeah, thank you guys. Wait.
I'm give the answer instead of the question.
Okay.
As it relates to a parking structure, if you can tell me in 20 years how you're going to get downtown, or I'm going to get downtown if we're here, you'll probably still be here, I won't. Then you can tell us how many parking structures we need to put up. But mobility is changing so dramatically.
Very true.
That we do not know. At some point, very soon, your car's going to drop you off, go 3 miles away, park, and then come back and get you. It is out there. Technology is already available.
Yeah, within the next 10 years, there'll probably be half the
So
cars
do we
on
want
the
to
road.
spend $50,000 per parking space to put up a structure at this point? We will be putting up a structure, but it's going to be a strategic move, and it's not quite yet known where that will be at.
The good problem that we would love to have is to have buildings everywhere downtown and be able to figure that project out. So we need more development. We need less friction to development. We need to have more people willing to step up and put their investments out there. And, you know, we need more people living downtown for sure. So.
Thanks so much for the presentation and the update. And if anyone has ever been to Corey's office space in Grand Haven, he has a beautiful aesthetic, and I have no doubt that the Leonard is going to reflect that as well. So thank you for coming back to Muskegon. It's great to have you here. Okay, we're going to go on now to our birthdays. And I know we have at least one of these birthday boys here today. We have Roger Morgenstern on November 30th. We have Nancy Johnson on December 2nd, Philip Dickinson on December 5th, Lisa Metzdorf on December 7th, Mary Ann Gorman on December 8th. Now, Roger has assured me that he is prepaid already, but he looks like he's ponying up to pay again. So let's sing happy birthday. All right, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Wow. Thank you very much, Roger. Okay, on to our member spotlight. And this is a feature that we started at the beginning of this Rotary year to highlight our vocational avenue of service. And today we're going to hear from one of our board members, Marty Gerenzer, on what she does when she's not doing good for Rotary at her day job. Marty, we're here. She could act it out. Will you just give me the high sign or the low sign? Keep moving on. We'll come back. It's on our YouTube channel if we don't get to it today. Okay, we're up now to announcements. Don Noling and Judy Hayner have announcements, and then I have a few more to share with the club. So Judy and John, if you want to come up here and share your news.
Hi, everybody. Hi. I just want to take a few minutes to give you an update on a project that you have so generously contributed to. The Rotary Foundation is a major contributor to the mural by Hubert Massey called What Defines Muskegon, which has taken a long time to get to this point. None of my artists are all that good with deadlines. Anyway, but that's not their job. That's my job. Their job was to make great art. So right now the plan is for that mural to come to Muskegon on Monday. Hubert will be delivering it, 13 panels. Graphics House will be installing it. I don't know what day yet because it's going to depend on the weather. They seem to be nervous about dealing with 12-foot by 5-foot panels of aluminum in high wind. You know what? Anyway, it's going to be next week, I think. But I just wanted you to know that, and I will send something out to whoever I can communicate with here. If there's just, once we have a specific day, I invite you to just hang out and watch it. I think it'll be fun to see it go up. But mostly I just wanted to thank the Rotary Foundation. Your support makes a difference. It makes a difference to that project. And I really appreciate the fact that the Rotary Foundation and this club understands that in Muskegon we have a variety of needs and that we all want to see improved, but we understand that art is important in the midst of that. So thank you very much. Oh. The mural will be installed on the second floor facade of the Mercy Health Arena to the left of the main doors on Western Avenue. So if you were sitting at Dr. Walsh, you're going to have just an incredible view of it. So it's up high. You can see the framework. The framework was installed a couple months ago for it. So 65 feet by 12 foot, and I think it's going to be really remarkable. So thank you.
John Noling here. Two quick ones. First, save your pop cans, please. Our 5 Interact clubs are spending that money, that $5,000 we've already spread over the last 2 years to all of those clubs, especially during the Christmas season. So if you've got pop cans, our newest club at Oak Ridge is resurrecting and getting better, and we've got homes for all of your pop cans, so let me know if you have some. Second announcement has to do with Purple Pinkies. We last week raised over $600 when you add what we did here plus Rewind, which will be doubled by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Mona Shores is conducting a Purple Pinky at their high school in the coming next 2 weeks. Reese Puffer's talking about helping us out as well in the new year even. But the need for polio funds doesn't end in November. And I know you've been getting requests from a lot of places for donations this month. But you know what? This is a major focus of Rotary, has been since 1979. There's no reason to stop now when we're this close. So if you want to donate, please give Kim or Kathy Betts a check or let us any cash. We'll purple your pinky next week. We'll add it to the total, and when we get done, we're going to send one check from all of our Interact clubs and our club to Rotary International to get doubled. So if we can send $2,000 like we did last year, that becomes $6,000. And that's putting a dent in things for our club, and I think that's a mark of honor for us. So if you haven't contributed and you want to, please let Kim know. Thank you.
Hey, news on the digital front. Our club now has a digital photo archive that Mike Vogus is heading up, and we're using it for marketing purposes. So if you've been on our website lately, you might notice some new photos there. Our directories are being printed, and we should have those within the next week or two. So any photos that you have, email them to mike.vogus@muskegonrotary.org, and he'll organize them. And a special thank you to Howard Hardesty. Even though he's not here in town in Muskegon, still he's working down in Georgia. He helped us get that all set up on OneDrive so we can store as many photos as we could possibly ever need of our club activities. Also, a reminder that you have until end of business on Monday to sign up for lunch for our Rotary meeting. So it's a few extra days that the Delta has allowed us, which we greatly appreciate. So just respond to Tim's reminders by end of business on Monday, and you will get a delicious meal here at the Delta. Also, a reminder that it's not too early to sign up for Seaway Run. Did anyone notice that registrations went online over Thanksgiving weekend, Black Friday? Has anyone signed up for the Seaway Run? Ram, way to go. Walk. Well, you're saving $5 by signing up early. So if you want to save a few dollars, 5 or 10, depending on which race you do, either the half marathon, 10K, 5K, or the community walk, sign up now, seawayrun.com, and click the registration link. This is one of our largest fundraisers every year. We contribute $25,000 or $30,000 back to the club through our partnership with the Muskegon Y for Seaway Run. Last reminder is Rewind is today at, I almost said the old name, at Legends downtown. Legends downtown, and maybe someday we'll be at the Food and Beer Collective at Corey's place. Is that the name of it? Is it? That's a good name. That's a good name. I don't think we can have enough beer and pizza and beef in this town. I mean, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. All right. Okay, on to our raffle. Mary Beth Ramos, you have our raffle today. What are we doing first? The 10. Now, this money goes towards End Polio Now. So the proceeds from this raffle, this is what your dollars go towards. $9,097. No one wants the $10. Judy Hayner, make an announcement and win $10. $5. Bill Locksterman. It's awfully quiet about this. Where's your Buckeye hat? He's pretending like he doesn't hear.
9036.
Well, Pam Babbitt. Hey, that brings us to the conclusion of our meeting today. Thank you, Emily, Josh, Damari, Jasmine, Maurice, and Corey. Corey, also big thanks for coming back to Muskegon. We appreciate your investment in the community, and I'm looking forward to seeing where they're going to park all these flying cars that we get to drop us off. Self-driving, I know. And I've always contended that Muskegon does not have a parking problem. We have a walking problem. So it's not that big of a town. All right, next week our program will be from one of our own, John Severson from the ISD is going to be giving us an update on what's going on with our community schools. And mark your calendar for December 16th. That is our holiday program. We'll have a special musical performance that day. So be sure to sign up, come, bring your spouse, significant other, just someone else who wants to enjoy some good holiday festivities. If everyone can please rise, we'll do the four-way test. Of the things we think, say, and do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? All right, have a good rest of your week.